Recent rebel activity across the universe has led the dictatorship known as the Galactic Empire to enforce harsher laws. Taxes are now 5 times higher, and using local traditions like festivals for rebel activity will result in a complete loss of imperial tolerance. Any crime, no matter how small, is now a Class 1 offense, and all fines must be paid in full. After participating in rebel actions, including killing guards and stealing, Cassian secretly returns to his adopted family on planet Ferrix. He's welcomed by his mother, Marva, who warns him the Empire's troopers are everywhere. Someone has betrayed him, and now he's a wanted man. Cassian insists he has enough money for them to escape together in the morning. He sneaks out to visit Bix at her salvage yard, but she's unhappy to see him, as his presence brings danger. The townspeople blame him for the trooper invasion, and it's only a matter of time before someone turns him in. Cassian promises he'll be gone by morning and asks about a mysterious buyer, but Bix doesn't know who it is. As Cassian carefully moves through town, he recalls a day when rebels threw rocks at troopers. His father tried to stop them, but it was too late. The troopers arrested the protesters and his father, who was later hung as punishment. Avoiding a few more guards, Cassian returns home to find Marva unwilling to leave, saying she'd rather stay and help the rebellion. Cassian thinks she's crazy and leaves alone. Later, he's living on the beach resort world of Nyamos under the alias Kiev Gergo, always paranoid about drones and troopers. One morning, a trooper notices his suspicious behavior and stops him. Cassian claims he's just going to the store, but the trooper detains him while a droid apprehends others nearby. Soon after, Cassian is in court, although his real identity is unknown. He's charged with civil disruption, anti-imperial speech, fleeing the scene of anti-imperial activity, and damaging imperial property. When he protests, the judge adds it to his charges and sentences him to 6 years in prison. Cassian then lines up with other prisoners, awaiting transport to different prisons. Once again, he tries to explain he's just a tourist, but the troopers threaten him with weapons to keep him moving. Inside the shuttle, all prisoners are ordered to remove their shoes, and their hands are shackled to the seats. They arrive at Narkina 5, a mostly water-covered planet where each building is a giant ship. The prisoners are taken to one of these ships, and the warden explains it's a factory where they'll be forced to work. He presses a button, causing everyone to fall in pain. It turns out the floor can electrocute them on command, which is why prisoners go barefoot, while the staff wears special boots. The floors are steel, with 3 shock levels, and they just felt level 1. After receiving their uniforms, Cassian is taken to his factory floor. At the entrance, he overhears details about the guards' shifts. Prisoners put their hands on their heads when they see guards, and Cassian is sent to work on level 5, day shift. Loy, the unit manager, shows him the ropes, warning that the shifts are 12 hours and areas compete. Cassian meets his table mates, who are behind on production due to a missing worker. When Sector 5's productivity is criticized, Loy orders everyone to hurry, threatening the slowest table. They all work quickly until the day ends, and prisoners line up as the night shift arrives. Cassian notices a man using sign language with someone from another sector. His group is then taken to their block, where he learns the light's meanings. White is cold, red is hot. Flashing white means they have seconds to enter their cells. Floor sensors fry anyone who isn't alone in a cell. Cassian's cell has a wall rack with essentials, including a food tube, since the guards want them healthy and fueled. The most productive team gets extra flavor, while the lowest ranked gets shocked. A screen shows days remaining, and when a man asks Cassian what he did, he replies nothing. The man isn't surprised, sharing that everyone's sentences were recently doubled under new laws. The prisoners discuss the rebels, but Cassian pretends to know nothing. A man tells Cassian not to worry about the numbers. They'll be in prison as long as the Empire needs slaves. Loy interrupts, shoving him against the wall to make him quiet. Suddenly, the alarm sounds, signaling a red floor, and everyone rushes to their cells before getting fried. The lights stay red all night and turn white in the morning. After 30 days, Cassian is used to prison life. He eats disgusting food from a tube, brushes his teeth with a wall-mounted toothbrush, and joins his group in a steam shower, after which they're given fresh clothes. Then they're put to work for 12 hours, with Loy calling out anyone who slows down. One night, Cassian is jolted awake by a terrible sound. Another prisoner has committed suicide by jumping on the red floor. The others, unsympathetic, complain about the smell and its impact on productivity. Meanwhile, on Ferrix, Bix and a friend are caring for an ailing Marva. Bix sneaks into a hidden area behind a repair shop, using an illegal radio transmitter to send a message to Cassian about his mother. The rebel network intercepts it, but leaders quickly shut down the line for security reasons. The next day, Bix is horrified to learn the shop owner has been arrested. She feels guilty, but when the captain spots her, she runs. Unfortunately, the guards catch her, and she's taken to Lieutenant Miro for interrogation. Miro threatens her with torture if she doesn't cooperate, demanding information on Cassian and his mysterious buyer. When Bix insists Miro won't believe her answers, Miro authorizes the torture. Hours later, Miro finishes and orders the repair shop owner hanged while keeping Bix alive as a witness. Back in prison, Cassian's teammate Ulaf injures his hand, so Cassian takes over. Loy praises him and mentions that Ulaf's release is near. Later, during a bathroom break, Cassian pries open a panel and starts filing a pipe. He's interrupted by a new prisoner's arrival and quickly resumes his spot. He and Bernick study the guards' movements, revealing their plan to escape. As they work, Ulaf pushes through his shift, despite his injury, and the line back to cells is unusually slow. Using hand signals at the window, they learn something is happening on level 2. Suddenly, the power flickers off but quickly returns. Loy tells them a man is missing, so the lines are delayed for counting. An alarm wails, and the prisoners sense the level the situation is worsening, but Loy stops them from signaling at the window. A voice warns them to behave tonight, or the floors will be activated without notice. Back in their cells, Cassian asks the new prisoner if he ever thinks about escaping, but Loy cuts him off. Cassian also tries to get information about the guards, but Loy refuses, warning him about his risky ideas before going to sleep. Frustrated, Cassian yells that no one is listening. The next morning, the night team informs Cassian's group that 100 prisoners on level 2 were fried. Ulaf, struggling to hear, asks what happened, and the new guy says they were set free. Loy punches him for the dark comment, but Cassian intervenes, reminding everyone to act as if they know nothing or the guards will target them. Loy insists the level 2 deaths are just rumors. During their shift, Ulaf struggles and can barely stand by the end of the day, so Cassian and others cover for him. Despite Ulaf's condition, another table does less work, so Cassian's team avoids punishment. On the way back, Ulaf collapses. Loy calls for a doctor, who arrives and declares Ulaf suffered a massive stroke, giving him a euthanasia injection. The medic warns them they'll all soon beg for a peaceful death like this, advising Loy to keep his men in line. After the guard leaves, the doctor explains a man who was released from level 4 ended up on level 2 the next day, leading to the massacre when prisoners found out. Cassian and Loy realize no one will ever be released. Back in their cells, Loy finally reveals there are no more than 12 guards per level. Cassian insists they escape the next day, as the guards killed 100 men to keep something hidden. The rumors will spread, and they need to act before security is reinforced. Loy doubts Cassian's plan, so Cassian shakes him, pointing out they'll bring a new prisoner to replace Ulaf, making it the perfect moment to strike. Back in their cells, Cassian tells everyone what he learned from the doctor, and Loy finally snaps, shouting that no one is ever getting out. He sends everyone to bed, telling them to think about it. The next morning, Loy gives an inspiring speech urging them to escape together. On the way to the factory, the intercom announces that all shift changes will now be silent. For hours, everyone works quietly, staying on their best behavior. When Cassian sees an opening, he leaves his table, and a teammate discreetly passes him a wrench to hide in his sleeve. Bernick leaves his table too, taking position while the guards announce the arrival of a new prisoner. The prisoners start gathering machine parts to arm themselves. Cassian reaches the bathroom and begins filing the pipe again, this time breaking it with the wrench. Water pours out, and he rushes back to the factory just as the new prisoner arrives. As water fills the room, the guards activate the lift, and the prisoners set their plan in motion. Two guys start an argument that escalates into a real fight, distracting the guards. Cassian jams the elevator with the wrench, while the prisoners break a machine to release steam. As a guard tases the new prisoner, Bernick jumps on the platform, pulling with all of his weight and breaking it. The guard drops his taser, which the new prisoner grabs for revenge. After one officer takes down the new man, Loy commands the prisoners to attack, and they start throwing things at the guards. Shots are fired, and a few prisoners are hit. Bernick is shot down, so Cassian takes over. The guards activate the floor, and prisoners jump onto tables, but a few get electrocuted. The water triggers a short circuit that shuts down power on level 5, disabling the electric floor. Now free to move, Loy leads a revolt as guards open fire, bringing down more prisoners. Cassian climbs up, trips a guard, knocks him out, and uses his gun to shoot another guard. With the control panel guard down, Loy and the prisoners climb, while on other levels, water leaks through machines. The prisoners reach the weapon closet, arm themselves, and quickly take down any guards who arrive. However, the duo reaches the command center and kills an officer as they demand the countdown be turned off. Once that's done, they also force the officers to shut down the power. The hydro generators are stopped, and power goes out in the entire prison before the backup generator kicks in. Cassian keeps both officers against the wall while Loy uses the microphone to inform all levels of what's going on, urging every prisoner to escape now that the floors are deactivated. He also confirms that Level 2 is fried, and they have no future here, so dying while trying to escape is still a preferable end. However, the duo reaches the command center and kills an officer as they demand the countdown be turned off. Once that's done, they also force the officers to shut down the power. The hydro generators are stopped, and power goes out in the entire prison before the backup generator kicks in. Next, Cassian keeps both officers against the wall while Loy uses the microphone to inform all levels of what's going on, urging every prisoner to every level, with prisoners running all over the place and gathering weapons as they chant one way out. Realizing they're vastly outnumbered, the surviving guards stay hidden in a bunker. The prisoners run through all the corridors and up the stairs until they finally reach the top of the facility. Everyone starts jumping into the water except for Loy, who admits he can't swim. Before Cassian can help him, he's pushed down by the excited crowd. A few hours later, Cassian and another prisoner have reached land and are running away under the light of 3 moons.